Hey, g'day. Today I'm going to be doing a unboxing and a review of my new Gerber Strong Arm. So I've been waiting for this one to come for a little while. Bit of a mistake on my behalf. Thought I'd ordered it and clearly something went wrong with the payments. It didn't come. When I contacted them, it turns out I hadn't actually paid for it. So ordered it, came really quickly once I had paid for it. Company on eBay looked after me really well. I think they're called Sydney Knives. Yeah, so look, I have actually opened this, but I sort of stuck it back in the box just so you can see what it comes like. Postage was relatively poor, but we've all seen what the Royal Mail or the postage Australia Post are like. Unfortunately, they don't seem to look after their packages very well. It was wrapped up pretty well and it was boxed in a box, but clearly someone's been standing on it or throwing things on it. Not that it really matters because it's a knife and it's not meant to have a pretty box or to be looked after on a permanent basis. So yeah, Gerber Strongarm fixed blade knife, so comes with some details on it. Okay, so cover box in the box. It does have a couple bits of paper, used paperwork, warranties with it, user's guide, etc. This one's some detail on the sheath. It comes with a pretty awesome sheath. This one, I think this one's the one for the sheath, and shows you can wear it several different ways. Yeah, so got a few different parts to it there, different belt configurations. Unfortunately, being in Australia, actually this is completely useless because there really isn't almost any situations where you can actually wear a knife like this. If you do, you go out anywhere, you're going to get arrested. Something like this, probably put in jail. So this is, for me, this is just for camping. I'm going to remove all this stuff and I'll keep it in solid sheath, just so no one gets injured when it's sitting around. But it's just more going to be for me to take away camping and doing a sort of bushcraft sort of work with it, and maybe some fishing stuff. So as you can see, nice and solid, really good quality, as you'd expect from Gerber. I own quite a few Gerber products already. Haven't felt like I let down by this one at all. Really good price actually. I think I paid $98 on eBay. It was actually the cheapest price on eBay, and I wanted to go for the non-serrated version. So they do a couple of different versions of this. This one is the fine edge. As you can see, there's no serrations on here. They do a serrated version, which has got I think a 35mm serration here. Now, because I use it for bushcraft, the serration isn't really a great deal of use to me, and in fact it's more inconvenient and makes it more difficult to sharpen as well. So I specifically wanted this one. It was a little bit harder to get hold of. Most people only had the serrated version, but managed to get this one. As you can see, very high quality knife, made in the USA, so you know the quality's there, not made in China or anything like that. So it's got a really nice finish to it, and it's pretty hard wearing. I haven't actually used it for what it's designed for yet. It's got this sort of diamond pattern in the rubber handle, which gives you a really solid hold, really solid sort of grip on it. There's not going to be any slipping. Even when, I can imagine, with wet or sweaty hands, it's never going to go anywhere. Now this is a full length blade, so a full tang blade, so it obviously comes all the way through, and it's got a solid spike on the end, obviously for sort of breaking glass or whatever with. Quite sharp itself. I can imagine it do a reasonable amount of damage. I'll probably just put a bit of paracord on that as a lanyard, so I don't lose it if I'm fishing or anything like that. I like the shape of the handle actually. Looking at that, it's really sort of ergonomic. It's actually got that belly in it in the middle on both sides, so it clearly can be held sort of both directions, and it will give you a really good solid finish, sort of grip both ways. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. And it flares out both points here, which again is going to stop you ever slipping off that. Even if you happen to stab this into something, you're never really going to have any issue with it. It's a good thick blade. I mean, that's probably a good good 4mm there, I would have thought, something like that. Pretty heavy, so for hitting on, a nice bit of timber there, you're not gonna do any damage. A couple of things I would say, just looking at it right now, it's not the sharpest blade I've ever bought. You often expect them to come with a pretty good blade on them. It's actually got quite a burr. I don't know how much obviously people know about sharpening, but it feels like it's obviously been machine sharpened. It's still got quite a burr on it, so I'll be going over that probably with 1,000 or 2,000 stone just to get that up. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it would still cut most stuff pretty well. I just like my blades a bit sharper than that, and probably would have expected it to be ever so slightly better than that, really. But that's okay, not a big deal. I generally sharpen everything I buy anyway. Yeah, so that's the knife. It's a really good weight. I like it. I mean, it's a lightweight blade. It's light in comparison to a lot of other things you're going to buy, but for what it's designed for, I think it's perfect. It's going to take a bit of a beating. I've seen a few other YouTube clips where they give them a real good beating, but it's a nice lightweight blade. It's not going to be much use to you for sort of macheting your way through the bush, but it's definitely going to be really good for sort of bushcraft and that sort of stuff, I would have thought. Good tactical sort of shape to it. Now this I think is pretty cool, so you can actually fit the blade in both directions. It's just like a friction lock, so it doesn't come out, so you can sort of fit it either way you like. It has a couple of different, like I said, different ways of attaching to a belt or whatever you're going to put it on. Like I say, I can't really put it on a backpack or anything in this country, but let's see if we can get this apart. So it comes like this in the packet, actually. That's how it came. So obviously you've got a normal belt clip, you can put this over your belt. It's got a few sort of retainers on there, so they sort of clip over twice there, once on that side. I can imagine it probably, if you got caught doing that, dangling a little bit, but again, it's never going to go anywhere still. It seems a little bit, it's still a bit loose and a bit dangly for me. Now obviously once you put your knife in and you clamp that up, it's going to be a bit tighter, but that would probably annoy me a little bit. The thing I like about this is that it gives you the ability to have a horizontal attachment, which is pretty cool. So you can obviously quite clearly put your belt through here and then attach it to the actual knife itself. And then slide your sort of retaining clip in the end, which gives you a good solid finish. And that would be one sort of horizontally across the back of the body, which if I was allowed to, that would be my preference. There's also a lot of holes here. You could tie it onto something, a bit of paracord, webbing, that sort of thing. Yeah, look, that's my sort of 5 minutes of this knife. I'm really impressed with it. I went for the black option. They do it in like a khaki green or desert camo, I think they call it, something like that. Desert brown maybe. But I prefer the black. I like the sort of stealthy look stuff, and it's less likely to be seen if you do have it with you when you're camping. You're not going to upset anyone if you're walking around. You've got it on the side of your backpack or something. Yeah, so that's that. If you like this video, please like it and have a look at some of my other stuff. Thanks.